let me first get into the symptoms. Let me explain as to what the symptoms are, so that it becomes very clear with everybody as to how things come and how to detect it possibly, and how to get to know that there is dark energy in me or inside any of a loved one. So if you are in the money world, for example, let us take a step by step. In the money worlds, if there is something which is happening that you lose out a client abruptly out of nowhere, you're going good with that particular client, but then something happens and then abruptly you just lose out of the blue, then you can say that it is dark energy. Or for that matter, if there are constant losses which are happening in the money world, then that is dark energy. Or if you're not getting opportunities, or just at the last moment, even if you're getting opportunities and just at the last moment, people are just kind of vanishing. So there used to be cases when I was actually in the computer business earlier, and people used to come up. My office used to be on the first floor. People used to come up. They used to come from the Google map and they used to say, okay, I'm here. How do I reach your place? And I should tell them, okay, yeah, you're just down the building. Just come up on the first floor. And they couldn't come up to my office, and there were numerous such cases happen. So it is like it's just come here, it's just there, but still not there. So these are the things which happen, and then of course the losses which happen, a lot of abrupt losses which happen in the money world. So a lot of things, these are some of the symptoms. If you are directly connected with the money world, these are some of the symptoms which you should be looking out for as far as dark energies are concerned. Probably wrong decisions, confusion in the mind, and things like that, or patterns of failure which keep following up one after the other. Now, if you are in the relationship spectrum or looking at in the relationship spectrum, so in relationship, it is basically if there are sudden fights which are happening or tussles which are happening with someone or the other at any point of time, unnecessary misunderstandings are happening. You are intending to say something, but then something other is being conveyed to the other person, and then the misunderstandings are happening. Or there are regular fights, and you even reach to a point of separatism. So it is there that in relationships you can say that yes, there are dark energies. Now coming to the third spectrum, the health spectrum. Definitely there are a lot of issues in the health spectrum which are connected to dark energies. So if there is something which actually happens suddenly, so and then you are actually down with a particular health issue, that is of course dark energies. Now dark energies are one very important fact. Of course, during my whole journey of dark energies and meeting so many people, so many powerful people also, dark energies or the negative or the black magic energies, they actually flow in your nerves. The way whatever people do it, whichever way they do it, it actually flows in the nerves. So you can just touch any part of the body, and if you feel that the nerve has become kind of a rigid there, it is not soft, then definitely there is some negative energy. Not black magic per se also, it can be a normal negative energy also, but it is a negative energy. And the first point to look into it is the calf muscles. It is said that the calf is the second heart. So just look at the calf muscles. If they are very rigid, then definitely, or if you can't press it, and if you really feel that the nerves are blocked there, definitely there is some dark energy. So that comes in the health spectrum. And of course, a lot of domestic, if you see domestic in the domestic spectrum of it, or the in that regard, a lot of things which happen unnecessarily, unnecessary police cases, court cases, you get stuck up there. There are 10 people going down the road with no mask, but then you only are caught up, and then you are only, and these things keep repeating. Or there is a feeling of lethargy. There is a feeling that a dark cloud has actually just come over you, and there is no sunlight kind of a thing. You don't feel energetic. You don't feel connected. It is at that time that you can say, or there is depression without a known cause. And in these things, or you feel suddenly that something bad is going to happen, or even if you're going through some bad dreams, nightmares, then these are some of the things to be looked out for, that there might definitely be dark energies in you. So these are some of the symptoms, Neelu, as to, of course, how the dark energies, how you can find out the dark energies. Now, coming back to your primary question, that how do these, or where do these dark energies come from? Now, these dark energies come from a lot of things. Now, if you go to a place, for example, a place which has a low energy, and you come from there, definitely you will become low energy. If you go and meet a person who is low energy, and you converse with him for a while or whatever it is, definitely it is going to affect your aura if your aura is weak, and then you come back feeling low energy. Nowadays, watching news and all those debates and all those fights and all those things going on, and of course not just those, even if you see, even just you see the tally of the corona as to, okay, oh, 3 lakh cases in a day or 3.5 lakh cases too, that itself is also bringing some part of negative energy or dark energy into you. Now to take it further, now there is this and when you get concerned, oh, there is so much happening outside, and possibly then there is definitely a care or concern of your loved one. In batch flowers, this is called the red chestnut state. So what happens in this particular state is that whenever you are in an, if a person is in the ICU, for example, and if he's struggling there for his life, at that time, all the relatives, they gather outside, and then they have the whether what is the state. He's in a very serious state. I don't know whether he'll be able to pull through this or not. It is at that time that the concern of these all 10, 12, 15 odd people, they multiply and they send dark energies to the person who's there in the ICU. So it goes that deep also. So many a times it becomes much more wiser to not tell many people that you are unwell or you are going through such a situation, because when they get concerned about you, depending, it is a law of attraction, isn't it? So the universe sends out feeling that, oh, these many people are concerned about you, and that actually acts as negative energy for you. Or taking into example, there is one more case which comes to my mind. If there are people, there might be healers in this group, and there might be people who have helped somebody. So many times what happens, especially in the Indian tradition, it so happens that people come and they touch the other person's feet, and then they say, ki, bless me. But then many spiritual masters, if you would have observed, do not allow their feet to be touched. Either they will cover it with a towel or gada wagara kuch rakhe na. They will never allow their feet to be touched, because you never know the intention of the other person. And saying that, it is not necessary that the other person is he is actually having a bad intention, he's going there. But then many a times when you touch the feet of a person who's powerful enough to help you out of your life issues, automatically there is a prayer which comes in, please take away all my karma. Isn't it? It's a normal psychological thing, which happens by default. It is at that time, if he's touched your feet, there is a very high possibility that of course, the negative energy or the karma of that particular person can come to you. So it can come to you. I don't say that it is going to come to you, but this is also one of the ways in which it can come to you. Now, one more thing which strikes me at this point of time, Gandhiji was once, when he was in jail, he was actually having food, and he was a very ahimsakari, we all know. So what happened is that one day while he was eating food, suddenly thoughts of beating the other person or taking revenge and resentment thoughts started coming in. And then when he started to introspect inside, because he knew that these thoughts are not his thoughts. So it is at that time that he actually went and asked those people there, who's the person who cooked the food today? And then it was told that this so-and-so is the person who cooked, and generally they are the inmates who cook food. So at that time, he went and he spoke to that person who had cooked food that day. And he asked him, against whom are you having so much revenge? Whom do you want to kill? Then he told his story, so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. So it comes through the food also. And many times, if you notice, whenever you get food from A particular restaurant or a B particular restaurant, and when you eat that food, suddenly your state of mind starts changing. So it is not that you should not have food from there, but that this is one of the things also through which the dark energies can come into you, the negative energy can come into you. Now you ask me why, because there are so many sources or mediums of the dark energies coming in.
Yes, it sounds very overwhelming suddenly.
Yeah. Yes. So this is basically because we are in a negative world, because we are in a Kali Yuga. This is also called the Stone Age. So that is why the negativity which catches you is just instant. And positivity which will come to you, or the removal which will come to you, or the release of that particular will come to you, will be a bit slower. When you enter into the golden age, then this negativity would be nowhere to be seen. Right? So it is all in the atmosphere. It is all around us. It is all around the people who are there. whenever anybody gets angry, whenever anybody gets fearful and you are there with that person, you are also entering the aura of that particular person. And definitely if your aura is weak, you come back with a depleted energy. So that's how some of the ways, of course, we can keep talking on this particular an answer to this particular question, but these are some of the ways in which you can actually get dark energy.